Okay, Cup Karts North America, CKNA 2024 Summer Nationals. We are Pittsburgh International Raceway. This is Kart Chaser, and we are doing a worldwide broadcast. We are right in the middle of our LCQs, or we're just starting our LCQs, last chance qualifier for everybody to see if they can make the field. This is 10 laps long. We are senior light right now. And we're trying to get the green. We're watching Jason, and Jason says, green, 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 go, go, go. 10 laps. This is to make the feature, make the main event.
Top four only.
Top four only make the main. So, already.
They're already taking each other out. Unbelievable.
Contact right there off the bat.
Man, that's a shame.
Crazy stuff here to get things going in the morning. And, well, I mean, again, everyone knows this is the last chance, right? Literally in the name. This is desperation hour to get to join everyone in the big show. There is so much on the line. Nobody wants to be sitting on the fence line when your class is on the racetrack for the mains later today. But obviously here, a couple guys out already. Cody Lindstrom leads the way right now on the Tony kart. He started on the pole. Lucas Shelton and Brody Clary were right there with him, second and third. They're all in the safe zone again. As Dave mentioned, top four. Dave and Tony mentioned top four transfer through. So right there on the bubble spot in the 125 gold cart is Benjamin Safar. And he's got a little pressure from behind right now on the 14 of Matthew Frost. So first lap in the books as the field heads down towards turn number 1 and through. And there's a pass already for the transfer. One driver way up the berm out of turn number 1 further back. So craziness there and an over-under as the fight for the bubble continues. There's nearly 3 wide, boys, as we go to turn 5. They got it back out, and thankfully the guy in the middle did in the 14 of Frost, so he gave a little room, but that got very, very tight very, very quickly, Tony.
Yeah, they are really battling out there. Remember, only the top 4, and right now, as Xander said, we got Lindstrom,
Shelton and
Clary. And on the bubble is Safar, right?
Yes.
And Frost is right there. Matthew Frost out of Oakland Valley Raceway. He's one of our CKNA workers. He runs. He works in the East Series, and he's here racing today. And right now he's in. He's on the. He's not in the top 4. I mean, he is not
just
in the top 4.
Yeah, this lap here, able to get in. He had tried to move, had an over/under or 2 all the way to turn 5. And all that battling, look at how big the gap's going to open up for the top 3. Look how safe Lindstrom, Shelton, and Clary are. They're now up by 3.5 seconds. But then the final spot, this is basically a race for the win right now, folks. The last spot to go in, spot number 44 on the grid. And it is, very, very tight here. Multiple drivers side by side in turn 3 as they go down into turn number 5. They're still 2 by 2. The 14 of Frost is going to hang on. And the 74 of Garrett Chrome is going to move up a spot or 2. To the wayside goes one of the gold carts there, the Spa Speed gold carts, and another one on the other hand having to run forward. So it looks like Zuba was able to move up and Safar got shuffled back. But now Garrett Chrome on the 74 Coyote is on the cusp of racing his way into the show, while Cody Lindstrom, Lucas Shelton, Clary, already with a massive lead. And again, you just got to remind yourself, it's just about finishing in the top 4.
Right.
Doesn't matter the order. You're literally on the last 2 rows.
Right.
Don't throw it away. So here we go. 3 laps complete out of 10 on the LCQ for these senior light drivers. So once again, the battling continues. 4 carts pretty close together coming out of turn number 3. The 14 of Matthew Frost went a little wide, and he's feeling the pressure right now from Garrett Crone. But again, in Garrett's case, well, yes, you've got a lot of hungry drivers even right on your tail, like in Dzuba. But at the same time, we're not yet to halfway, fellas. We're 3 laps in. It's a 10-lap race. There's time to try and push for a couple laps, bring the pace and the lap times down, spread that pack out a little bit, and then pick the guys apart.
So right now we got a race for that 4th place. Matt Frost, I believe, is in trouble. Garrett Chrome out of Greenswig Racing, Orville Kart Club in Pennsylvania. He's right there in 5th. And then you got the Zuba. And look at this, the number 15 of Emil Osman coming up, I think, about 11 positions. He started way in the back. and he's running in 7th right now. So he's in that shot that he could possibly get into the main. Osmond coming up, it's his first time in senior. He was a junior who came up, and he's running in 7th right now. But I believe that he made like 11 positions to get up in that into that draft right now. That's what you got, where you got to be. And I see Emil Osmond looking to the inside, and he's going to take another position maybe.
Might be able to do it.
He's having a little bit of a tough time. He's on a gold cart.
Yeah, side by side up the hill.
There he goes.
Yes, he's clear. And check out Emily DeMaster as well.
Yes.
She, along with Emil Osmond, started on the last row.
Right. They were totally in the back, so great job. Look, Emily Masters is also one of our top runners in the series. Not sure what happened, why she ended up, and now it looks like she's going to try to pass Emil. Oh, no, they should maybe work together because they seem to be running pretty good.
Well, Emil's going to get around her regardless, and meanwhile, up the road, 5th and 6th have started to get away a little bit in Garrett Chrome, and moving into the 6th spot there on the OTK, 5th spot with Matt Frost. Chrome in the 4th spot on the Coyote. So now Emily up 11 positions from basically dead last on the grid. She had a good second heat in the works before a mechanical failure took her out. A rougher go of things in heat 1. Pace has been decent enough where she should have been in the top half of the field that would have safely transferred through. But, you know, again, just like we talked yesterday, 2 heat races, you can't afford mistakes. You definitely can't afford 2 for 2 on failures and failures to finish. And sadly, that's what happened to both Emily DeMaster and Emil Osmond, and that's why they have carved through this pack so quickly, because they do have the speed to deserve to be in the main, but it's a race. It's not a hot lap session. You've still got to pass cars, and you've got to make it to the checkered flag. So this time by, 4 laps to go as the field continues to roll.
Yeah, so right now, Emily will not make the big show, so she's got to pick up 2 more positions.
I give Garrett Chrome credit. I mean, he's starting to pull away from Frost. Now it's going to be, can DeMasters get by Frost? And Frost now gets by Chrome. Wow, good move by.
But Chrome right back around him, and now Emily gets through.
Right, Emily now. That'll give Emily the break that she needed to get in there. And you see Emil Osmond trying to get up his way in there. So we do have a race for that 4th spot. You know, Frost right now on the bubble, but he's got Chrome, DeMasters, and Osmond right there. Any one of them could finally make the feature. So we'll see what happens. You see Osmond pushing Emily, trying to get her up there. They got to get by Chrome.
Here she goes, looking for the transfer, turn 10.
And there goes Osmond, try to get in there, but Chrome definitely closed the door pretty quick. Frost now finds himself back there. Osmond in the middle, look at this. 2 abreast, and there goes Emily. Emily's going to get in there.
And they're all going to go wide behind her, still side by side. She's going to get a little gap. Emil Osmond's tapping his helmet saying, don't let her get away. That's the last ticket to the big dance.
That's right. That's
there
it.
She goes.
So this is crazy stuff. Again, look at the gap when they cross the line. They're nearly 10 seconds back from Cody Lindstrom, Lucas Shelton, and Brody Clary, who are just cruising along. They're not even anywhere in view of this group. You can see them flicker by. They're in turns 5 and 6 going to the S's, while these guys and girls are going out of turn 3.
So this is like battling for the win for first place, but it's for 4th. And right now, the Masters, I believe, has that pretty. She's pretty fast. Like we said, she had problems. She's turning fast times, so she can maybe hold on to it. Emil Osmond might be a threat if he can get up and catch back that hard draft, and he is closing in. So Emil now put his act together. He had chassis problems. I know he got in an accident, and he was worried about he wasn't going to make even the LCQ, but evidently they got it straightened out, and it seems to be working pretty well for him, and he's right there. He might get some help from Frost, and only 2 laps remaining.
Yes, sir, 2 to go. And if you look at the best lap times, again, Emily DeMaster is as fast as the top 3 on her best lap of the session, but so is Emil Osmond, and Matt Frost just went purple as well. So all 3, 4th, 5th, and 6th on screen, fighting for one last chance to get in the main. Here comes Emil Osmond to the inside. He gets through. But Emily's right there looking to go right back, and Emil knows that he's going to start defending that inside lane.
He's got to be defensive now. Emil Osmond has to be defensive at this point. White flag will be coming out. Can he get in the big show? Can he make it? He's right now, he's on the bubble, but he's in the big show right now. But Emily is not somebody that's going to give it up, and she's going to pace herself, and she's going to maybe set him up for that checkered flag lap.
Yeah, she is right there on the bumper. Had even a look there, gave him a little love tap. Another one in the middle of the corner, just reminded him he's still got pressure. And the run to the white flag. This is the 2 major draft zones, but she doesn't even have help. As looking to her inside is the 14 of Matt Frost trying to get back in. Again, Matt started 6th. He made up. He was in the zone. Now he's in the danger zone of missing the main. Here comes Emily with a run to the inside in turn 1. Now she's just got to make sure not to wash out to the outside and get over-undered. She doesn't. Great job. And straight down to the grass there. She knows exactly what she's got to do right now. Emil's got to defend for 5th also, so she's narrow. And Emily's got a couple car lengths over to 5.
Oh, man, what a race. I said don't count Emily DeMasters out. She got back into the 4th spot. It's like I said, it's like racing for the 1st spot because you want to make the big show. And she's in there. And now, well, Osmond's looking for help from Frost, and I don't know if he's going to give it to him, but maybe. And they could do battle once again, but checker flag will be waving this time around.
Yeah, there they go. They're fighting back for 5th at this point. Penalties or post-race tech inspections. The only hope for 5th and 6th is Matt Frost.
And Frost got by Osmond.
No, not even Frost. Frost went wide. That is Davidson. Dylan Davidson has gotten around both of them. Something happened to Matt Frost. He got tripped up with Emil Osmond. As to the line, the winner is a last lap little battle. Brody Clary gets around Cody Lindstrom on the final lap. He wins the LCQ. Lindstrom 2nd, Shelton 3rd, and Emily DeMasters
makes it.
Races her way in from last, dead last. 13 spots gained from 17th on the grid. The final row, Emily DeMaster is able to right the wrongs of the weekend to this point and at least put that Roderick Racing Development Comet Eagle into the show here in Senior Light. And just like that, we've got 2 more action-packed LCQs to roll, but let's go back to the results here again. As fast as DeMaster, Osmond, and Davidson were, and Frost too, that gap was up to 10 seconds we saw. They cut it back down to 8 at the checkered flag. So obviously the pace is there, and they're going to be fun to watch coming from 41st, 42nd, 43rd, and Emily from 44th if all things stand in the main. Now, sadly, it's the end of the road for Dylan Davidson, barring any potential penalties. Matt Frost as well. Emil Osmond, such a great drive for Emil, just like Emily had to roll from the back row of the grid in 18th. He still picks up a respectable 12, but 6th, unfortunately, does not cut it. Only the top 4 get to move on. Matt Frost 7th, Garrett Crome, Benjamin Safar, William Zuba, Phil Nien, Natalia Wietke, Logan Hickman, Martin Griffith, James Stropko, and the final 3, sadly, were 3 of those drivers collected in the opening lap incident, so they didn't even get to cross the line and make their race official. Brady Atwood, Brady Eichhoff, Jason Pica, the 3 that don't even get to run the 10 laps. Check that out on the scale line. A couple hugs around us, some good racing, and it definitely was. That was one heck of a fight. Congratulations to Emily. Hopefully she's fired up by that. She's over to chat with someone, obviously, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a hug coming her way for that hard-fought performance. Congrats to Emily DeMaster. It's not the way, you know, for a driver of her caliber, of any driver. You love the spotlight. You don't want to be in the spotlight because you don't want to be in the LCQ.
Right.
But at least, hey, you got something. You got some airtime. And Emily DeMaster, she was in good spirits, all things considered, but definitely a bit downbeat when I caught up with her roaming the pits at the end of the day yesterday. So at least she is going to move on to the Senior Light LCQ if all holds. But check this out. I don't know if something that she's... Uh-oh, this is not good.
An official is checking something out.
We said it's provisional, and there's something amiss there for Emily DeMaster. Hard to say. It could have been a variety of things, right? Could have been a small part that came off, or could have been a penalty for contact. You get by 13 go-karts that are all fighting with their last breath, basically, and you know that it's close quarters racing. We already saw the crash off the start and more, so...
Well, we'll have to wait for the official announcement on that. A tough break. Like he said, he was talking to Emily during the day, and you know, it's just tough that you have to, somebody like that with that talent has to run the LCQ, but it happens. Same thing with Emil Osmond, is, you know, moving up to the senior ranks and having problems, and both of them came from the back of the pack and got up there. Now, whether or not there's any kind of infraction or something, we're going to have to wait and see. We know that definitely the top 3, I think, are clear.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what penalty they throw, outside of a DQ for being underweight, they're good. Let's look at the junior LCQ. Only 10 in this one still. Sadly, 6 will not make it through to the afternoon show. Ricky Davis and Eric Hubert start on the front row. Then row 2, Joseph Shepard and Marcus Wolf. Row 3, Matthew Holland and Cameron Reinhardt. Row 4, Connor Morse and Aston Driggers. And starting on the back row with a little work to do, Prevail Perkins and Zavrina Frederick. And we know at least Prevail at one point or another was in the mix in those junior heat races. So obviously
something happened to Prevail because he was quick yesterday. So
very quick. Yeah. So it might be a similar story to Emily DeMaster and Emil Osman. Hopefully you can see him. He's lagging back. He's trying to make sure he doesn't get involved in any mess at the start and then pick him apart. So he's the one lagging all the way towards the back as we're underway down to turn 1. And at least this time, all of the field is going to make it out of the first corner. So we're good over to 3, but they're already kind of 3 wide. And one of the drivers touching the grass for a second there. Looked like it might have been Matthew Holland. And they're back and forth just like this here. The top 2 get a little bit of a break. 3rd and 4th hanging in there through turns 4 and 5 and 6. So that is a great start. Actually looked a little bit messy for the 91 of Matt Holland. He was in the grass for a second. I think he's got himself to 3rd. And then right around him is the 11 of Marcus Wolf potentially. Oh, no, maybe that's the 777 of Cameron Reinhardt on that black and orange Sodi. So there's Cameron. Then there is the 89 of Connor Morse on the gold cart. And as they exit the infield hairpin, they'll go side by side. That's for the last spot in the transfer. Then there's the Marinello entry right behind them of, I believe, maybe the 189, sorry, of Aston Driggers, who's already up a couple spots, but they're all side by side in the bus stop. And it looks like to the wayside goes Connor Morse. He'll fall all the way to the tail. So let's look as the leaderboard pops up with our running order. It is Ricky Davis, Eric Hubert leading the way, Matthew Holland in 3rd, Cameron Reinhardt in 4th. And side by side and around in front of the field for the 777 of Cameron Reinhardt. He was just in the zone and he's banging the steering wheel. He was in the show, in the spot. There. And it all goes away with a little brake lock trying to avoid contact that ends up being the crash down in turn number 3.
Now the track might be really changing because of the overcast and everything, and as sticky as it was yesterday, these drivers might have forgotten that it was so sticky, but today it looked like you said, he just locked up those brakes and he went right around. So, change of conditions. I know everybody's thinking about that. What's going to happen? Is it going to stay cool like this? Are we going to get a little bit of rain? We're hoping to get things in before the rain comes in, but I believe the track the track is running much cooler than it was yesterday.
Well, up and over the curbing here through the bus stop chicane and towards the front stretch. We're following some of the rest of the groups. Prevail Perkins has already now moved up to 4th. So Prevail is in. Fastest lap of the race to boot as well at a 106 flat. 0.3 better than the leaders. Prevail is trying to win this thing. Behind him, the only hope right now for the Marinello of Aston Driggers and the gold cart of Connor Morse is some calamity in the front pack. And they're right now, as much as you think it's kind of counterintuitive, they're Prevail's biggest fan. They want him to get up to that lead group and mix it up and slow them down battling and give them a shot because they are 4 seconds away from the leaders. And Prevail, as fast as Prevail is rolling right now, they have no shot of running him down. He was over a second faster than the two of them last time by. Up front here, your leader, the 302 OTK entry of Ricky Davis, leads the way in this junior LCQ. Back to Eric Hubert, Matt Holland, and then Prevail. Then there's 5th and 6th going through of Driggers and Morse. Then it's Joseph Shepard, Zavrina Frederick, and Marcus Wolf. Cameron Reinhardt, credit to Cameron. He's not giving up even after the spin. He's still going, but he's a long ways back. You can see nearly 14 seconds away from the lead.
Yeah, tough break for him. Your leaders continue to be Davis and Hubert. I think Hubert's on a Burrell card. I'm not sure.
Pass for 3rd.
Uh-oh.
Prevail gets another one.
Prevail's going to get up there, and he's just what you said. It's going to try to help the people that are running in 5th, like Driggers and Morse, because if he gets up there and starts mixing it up. Now, again, as you mentioned, Xander, you don't want to get into it too much. As long as you're making the show, settle for 2nd place, maybe settle for 3rd place. Don't be looking to squeeze somebody out and you catch him, or somebody, you get into a problem. You're in the show right now. So Prevail's got to be careful. I mean, he's fast, so he can move up. And I know other karters behind him are hoping he does mix it up. But he's also got to be careful that something crazy happens and he gets knocked out.
Yeah, all these years of watching LCQs and kart racing, Tony, and Dave Mack, you too. How many times do we say that? Do the kids know that going in, but they get ambitious because they feel like, oh, that's another kart. I'm faster. I can go. I can go. And then you go into a transfer spot and crash. I've seen it all the way from the Supernats to CKNA Grands and beyond. And you're like, man, you were in it. You four were gone. So luckily Prevail, both of the passes he's made as he's now gone up to second past Eric Hubert's Steel Motorsports Pure Art is they were in very low-risk places, kind of taking advantage of the draft, making sure the guy can see you well before the corner, getting alongside before the straightaway, and he's safely through. So he's good. Now, I will say Matthew Holden has started to slow down a little bit. Last time by, Aston Driggers and Connor Morris, they weren't faster, but they also weren't slower. And remember yesterday we saw it a couple times, like with Paulie Massimino and his heat races, where he would be good in the beginning, and it looked like something would go awry for the PPK Coyote driver, and then he faded back tremendously. So hoping the best right now for the Cosmic that just went through your screen. Otherwise, this pack could catch him if they don't battle too hard themselves, because now it was two of them. It's now
three
four.
of them. Four of them, yes. But that's what they need to do. They need to keep pushing to try to catch up. Right now on the bubble is Holden.
Oh, my goodness. Look at the lap. They picked up 3/10 last time, Tony.
Yeah, because they got the draft working for them. They're working together. I mean, whether they know it or not, but that's what they're doing, and that's what they got to do. Perkins has got to be careful. He's looking to pass Davis.
He just did, actually.
And he did.
Just did, right as we were switching back and forth. So much going on, right? He just got by in turn 3. So Prevail now leads. Clear track ahead. He can just put his head down, put some good laps together. He's half a second better than the field right now. A 104.6. The next best is a 105.1 by Ricky Davis. So Prevail should be well safe here at the halfway mark. But we still, again, 5 more laps around this place. The number 6 of Zavrina Frederick. We talked about her, and starting on the back row on that Coyote, trying to drive up the grid as well. The 11 of Marcus Wolf started actually in 4th. He's back 3 and 7. Now he's going to move up to 6, getting around Connor Morse. And it's not over. Both for the lead as Ricky Davis goes back to the inside of Prevail.
I thought Prevail was clear there. I figured he's in the lead now. He could just kind of relax. Be gone. But he got passed by Davis. So and again, why are they dicing for that position?
Kids, don't worry about it. It's literally left or right on the last 2 rows.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Just ride. Let him go. Even if you're Prevail half a second faster. Look over your shoulder. You got 5 seconds. You got nobody back there. And you still have, again, the first guy back there is the 4th place guy. So that's still right now, which is on your screen. Again, insane look at the pace. Sabrina Frederick and Marcus Wolf have tracked down Matt Holden for the transfer. We thought he might have been safe.
They did it. Oh! Just what we were talking about. Just what we were talking about. And that'll allow Wolf, I think, to get up there.
Oh, yes. So Marcus Wolf now inherits 4th. Zavrina Frederick.
Tough break
again,
for
she was
Zavrina.
so much faster than Matt Holden as they caught him. She misjudged the closing rate into turn 10. Got in the back of him, expected him to go a little faster in the corner, and turns him around, and they're both out. As Prevail's gone back to the lead. 3 to go. Prevail, Ricky Davis, Eric Hubert. Big gap. And now
Wolf in 4th.
All by himself. All by himself. So what a crazy, crazy turn of events here. In this LCQ. We've got just a lap and a half to go. It looks like Marcus Wolf is safe. So to give us an insight of how crazy these last chance qualifiers are, let's talk to one fast young lady that has not had the best shake of things this weekend. Emily DeMaster. Emily, let's go down to you over there by the grid area and the scales. You got through on the racetrack. Is everything okay? Because it didn't look like you were all too happy.
Well, I had a big contact yesterday. The wheel fell off, and they tried to give me a penalty for that, but it got overturned because it was contact. And that go-kart had a bent axle, probably a bent spindle, looking at the tire wear. And the fact I'm in the feature right now, not on my lid off of turn 1, is kind of incredible.
Yeah, we can tell even in your voice and facial expression, just both a sigh of relief and also I'm sure just a bit of bewilderment to go through that race, as crazy as that was. Can you take us through the mindset you're in when you're lining up on the grid on the last row and you've got to get by 13 go-karts just to get into this race?
Well, I knew it was going to be tough because I know everybody wants to win in turn 1, right? And I knew my RRD Eagle was absolutely flying because we were running top 5 in Heat 1 before the axle slid and the chain popped off. So I just knew I really had to make it through turn 1, but oh man, that was a ride. But going there, I just knew I had the go-kart to go to the front, and I picked my way through.
Well, I know all of us in the booth went crazy during your battle. Dave Mack, I know you did too. You got a big smile on your face. Any last words here to pass off to Emily?
Yeah, bring the big trophy home to Oostburg, Wisconsin, Emily.
Congratulations, Emily. So happy to see you make it in. And again, like you said, so many people working so hard, and to have luck like that is a bummer. But you've got some airtime. You well earned it with that drive and performance. Who would you like to thank for all the help this weekend?
I really want to thank AJ Roderick, my team owner, Cody, all the RRD guys who help support me through a weekend like this. It's not easy DNFing both heat races. I want to thank my family at home for supporting me. Jolly Good. Come grab a soda. It's great. Gibbsville Cheese, MFW, and then just really my family for letting me come here and do this.
Awesome. Well, congratulations again, Emily. You got a suit back up, or keep that suit on. You're racing this afternoon. You made it through.
Thank you.
All right, once again, everyone, that was Emily DeMaster. She has made her way into the main and back to the last lap action. They're still fighting for the win.
I know. I
Wow,
can't believe this.
crazy.
They are still fighting for it. They got to be careful. I mean, they can allow 2 others to get in there if they lose it, but they are still fighting for that lead.
But
Davis
luckily,
still trying to get Perkins at this point.
but it's the run to the
Here we go.
checkers,
Here
just
we
a
go.
straight line shot,
Right.
and you're going to punch your ticket to the show, boys. Prevail Perkins, Ricky Davis, you're in. 3rd place, Eric Hubert is in. And avoiding all the chaos for Sodi, Marcus Wolf punches his ticket to the junior main event with the final provisional transfer. And the battle's further back. If anything happens to those top 4, 5th, first kid provisionally out, sadly. Aston Driggers on that Marinello. And then the final couple to cross the line after all the chaos from earlier here in this LCQ. At the end, what a recovery for Cameron Reinhardt. He at least rebounds to 6th. So if there's a 2 drivers bounce to the top 4, that's why you never give up, right,
No,
Tony?
never give up.
A spin at the beginning, early on, while he was fighting for that transfer. Didn't give up at all. Kept going, and he crosses the line P6. If it's a time penalty, he's got a much lower odds of getting through. Obviously, 29 seconds back, but you never know. Underweight in the scales, popped for something in post-race tech, something else. You just can't give up. You fight till that checkered flag or that black flag comes out.
Right, that's right.
Until they tell you to get off the track, don't get off of it. Right.
I always say race to the checkered. Also, don't count laps.
And then further back, Joseph Shepard and Matt Holland. Man, what a bummer for Matthew. He did nothing wrong. He was fighting. He was in the transfer, drove a clean race, got caught up as the pack started to swallow him once again, fighting for that last ticket, and sadly got turned around. And a kudos to a lot of heart, I'm sure, as much as it's going to feel like a heartbreak for the 91 of Matthew Holland. But he does finish. While on the other hand, sadly a DNF for Zavrina Frederick on the Coyote, Connor Morse on the Gold Card. Their days inevitably end right here.
Right here. Yeah.
So sadly a bit of a bummer for a handful here that do not get to join the rest of the 40 that have automatically transferred through in the junior LCQ. As crazy as both of those LCQs were, folks, we've still got another. Senior Medium is rolling here in a few moments. A little track cleanup gives us a moment to step away, and a word from our partners. We will return with the final last chance qualifier from Pittsburgh. You're watching Kart Chasers coverage of the CKNA Summer Nationals, presented our live coverage by the Barron Racing Team. Thanks for watching, and we'll return with some more madness.
At Precision Performance Karting and Brandon Jartha Racing, developing winners is what we do. We're a complete karting program with support, driver coaching, parts, and arrive and drive packages at all levels. Trackhouse, Motorplex Karting Challenge, club races, the CKNA South Division, the CKNA Majors, and a complete in-house ladder program with the BJR to move from 206 club racing to the highest levels of KA and X30 competition in the U.S. If you're ready to learn from industry veteran John Seglin and multi-time U.S. Pro Kart Series champion Brandon Jarzakrak, head over to ppkartingfl.com and contact us today.
This is Henry. Henry feels sad. Henry feels sad because it's time for his next big race and his go-kart is in bits. Henry doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing is the United States' #1 shop for all of your karting equipment needs. Henry also doesn't know that Acceleration Kart Racing can deliver anything from tires to race suits and even wheels directly to your front door or to the racetrack itself, quickly and efficiently, with tech support available 6 days a week. Poor Henry doesn't even know that Acceleration Kart Racing offers free shipping to mainland USA on selected product if you spend $200 or more. Do yourself a favor. Go to accelerationkarting.com and make sure that you are never left stuck on the pre-grid with Henry. Be smart and don't be like Henry.
Are you looking for an advantage in your competition? Well, Kart Class has done the hard work for you. We've traveled to your racetracks to give you the inside knowledge. So what does Kart Class offer? We've got drone footage that captures the racing lines, visual markers for your braking points, acceleration zones, and the best overtake opportunities on your racetrack. Pedal cam to show you where to brake and when to accelerate, and 360-degree footage to make sure you don't miss any parts on the racetrack. We've covered 13 racetracks in the United States, and Australia, you're up next. So visit kartclass.com to get your track information.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go back to the LCQs, the final race to decide our grids of 44. And for this one, it's our last class of the day, so they're the last class in the rotation for our last chance qualifiers.
Nick Sobiak.
Senior medium, Nick Sobiak on that VLR, rolls from the pole. Alongside him, Dylan Whitgen. Chad Shetterly and Josh Stiefel are the final two provisionally in off the starting order as the top four transfer. Then it's Jonathan Andrizzi Jr., Glenn Hobbs, Nicholas Kiefer and Steven Masterson, Chloe McKenzie, Nolan Holiday, Nico Falaktu and Jonathan Mitchell, Kyle Streichars and Will Lawler, and Presley Whitney from 15th has a ways to go here to make his way into the main event as well. 15 enter, 4 will get to exit and continue the rest. The road to the main events or your Pittsburgh weekend stops here. Here we go, Dave.
And we're just watching Jason, and Jason says, green, 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 go, go, go.
So,
Off the bat.
So right now I see two, maybe three fast people in here. Nick Sobiak, Josh Stiefel, and all the way in the back,
Will Lawler.
Will Lawler.
Yeah,
Will Lawler was fast yesterday,
right.
but some rough luck again put him in this race, so he's got work to do. Check him out. He's on that black and orange Sodi. He's already making up a number of positions. There's another one there as he gets by the 55 of Nicholas Kiefer on the Mach 1. So big moves early for Will Lawler from 12th on the grid, and I believe he's probably up around 6th or 7th here, half a lap in. So great start. Exactly what you want to ask out of your driver, to put yourself close so that way the pack doesn't spread out too far
right. You
and get away.
And I said Lawler, I couldn't believe how far back he was, but yeah, keep an eye on him. He's going to be coming up through the pack. Nick Sobiak should be able to hold on up front. Josh Stiefel, I know he found the problem, what was causing him the problem, and why he ended up in the LCQ. So and it looks like the top four are pulling away, Xander.
Yes, they are. The top three, at least. The battle for fourth is right here on screen. So the top three with a little gap. Glenn Hobbs under pressure. The MGM to the inside of Chad Shetterly gets through. And look at Will Lawler over under them both. And he's in the transfer zone already. But he's got to be careful because they're still fighting. They all want to get in. And there they go. Side by side, Kiefer. Look at the red speed moving through. I'm trying to remember who we've got there. I think there might be Eric Goldstein in the 41. No, sorry, that is going to be potentially the 44, Jonathan Andrizzi Jr. So a big move there from Jonathan, I think, but crazy stuff here at the start of this senior medium LCQ.
So Lawler had moved all the way up to 6, but then he got pushed back. So keep an eye on him still. Stiefel got into that third spot, so he got off the bubble. And who is that?
So I believe, let's take a look here again. And Drizzy Jr. in the 44 might be the one that's gone all the way into the transfer now on that red and white red speed OTK. And then behind him there is the easy to pick out, that blue and white Mach 1 Baron Racing Team entry. And Nick Kiefer was 7th across the line last time. He'll be 5th now as Lawler's looking to get back to 6th. But instead, Glenn Hobbs is going to go for 5th, and Kiefer's going to lose 2 spots, and Hobbs blows turn 1. He goes wide, and just like that, Will Lawler's back in the mix there, but he's P5 now, and there he is. Smart move. He did not leave the door open this time in turn 3 like he did a lap ago. He said, you guys aren't doing that to me 2 laps in a row, right? What's the saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, right?
Okay. So, yeah, Will Lawler trying to get it done. But he's going to have if he gets out there, if he passes Hobbs, he's still got a way to go to catch Kiefer and Drizzy, who's up into 4th place. And there he goes. I believe he's just done that. So I believe now Lawler might be up into 6th.
4th.
Oh, 4th. He made it?
Well, no, you're right here. So he's buying Drizzy. No,
Right.
yes, indeed. Up to 4th. Sorry, I looked away for a moment. Will Lawler's gone to the head of this pack. There's the lead 3. Will Lawler is back in a transfer zone once again. But now, if he wants to hold it, he's going to need to get someone to push him up to the pack and not fight him, or they're going to get trapped in this battle, as we see behind. Big over-under move. Nick Kiefer trying to over-under on Nolan Holiday. Holiday gets through. Now Kiefer's going to lose another spot. There's Glenn Hobbs through the grass. A pass in the grass here for Glenn Hobbs on the 385. Mac Minarelli. Great move there.
So Will Lawler now on the bubble. He's got Drizzy right there in 5th. Kiefer, Holiday, and Hobbs. Wow, it's going to be a run. Like I said, your 2 leaders right now seem to be pretty safe. Yeah. And Nick Sobiak, who was on the pole, now in 3rd, so he's still in a good position, but he's got to be careful there. He dropped back to 3rd, and Will Lawler's going to be, if he can get up to that lead pack.
Yeah, Will Lawler already starting to pull a little bit away from Jonathan and Drizzy Jr. We're going to get a better read of their lap times and real pace now that they've finally had some clear track of if they are as fast, faster, or slower than our top 3. Last time I wasn't the best read. They were close. Across the line for Dylan Whitkin and Josh Steifel, 103.9s. Will Lawler, 103.7, 2/10 better and starting to make up ground. And a 104.0 for Jonathan and Drizzy Jr. In the same way, in that junior LCQ, as they continue to fight further back, you would think Drizzy Jr. is just banking on a mistake from Will Lawler, but at the same time, he's also Will Lawler's biggest fan, hoping he'll get up to that top 3 and start the battling and bring them all back to 5th place. So
and Will Lawler could do that, and he was fast, turned purple that last time around. Stiefel was also pretty fast. He had turned purple prior to that. So you're seeing we got some drivers that probably should have been made the main. Whatever problems they had over the weekend, they have to fight for it now.
Yes, for sure. Coming to 5 laps to go, 5 laps in this time. That's enough laps here. If Will Lawler keeps picking off 2, 3, 4/10 a lap, he'll get to the back at least of Nick Sobiak, who is really starting to fade. Yeah. Sobiak is now 6/10 slower than Lawler. He was 4/10 slower than Dylan Whitkin last time by. And as he's going to fall out of the draft this time, Nick Sobiak on that VLR does not have the speed to safely stay ahead of the bubble. Even Jonathan and Drizzy was 4/10 better. So if Jonathan, this is where it's so hard to stay motivated, right? It's easy to be motivated when you can see that you're catching the guys in front of you. And Jonathan and Drizzy is catching Nick Sobiak, but immediately in front of him, Will Lawler is faster than him, and he's seeing Will walk away with that potential transfer spot, and he's got to keep his head down. And remember, the race isn't over. We're just at halfway. Anything can happen. Well, yes, Will Lawler is driving away from me. The leaders, if I look far enough down the road, they're not necessarily getting away. I just got to keep on going. I got to try to hit my marks. I still got to try and go faster. He's 3.5 seconds away from the lead as of last time, but if you subtract that from Nick Sobiak's gap to the lead, he's only 2.3 from Nick.
There it is.
And it might get closer because there's a pass probably looming here for P3.
Here comes Will Lawler. And I said Nick Sobiak was going to be in trouble on that VLR. And Lawler on the Saudi cart trying to get by, going for it. There he goes. He's going to make that change, I think, right here. And Sobiak just having problems. So Sobiak could be in trouble that he's not going to make the main. He is now on the bubble.
Yeah, look how quick and often Nick Sobiak is turning that head around to check the gaps behind. He waved Will Lawler by. He obviously has paid enough attention to know how fast Will was, how far back Will started, and for Will to track him down and catch him. But like you said, that was a good move. In this case, you think, why is he letting him by? Now he's in the worst spot. He's on the last spot in. But you're trying to manage the time. You know this guy's so much faster. He's going to try to pass you. So minimize the damage. Let him go in a zone that you lose 1/10 or 2/10. Don't get caught up defending, low lining, go a second a lap slower, half a second slower, or fight it. Let it go and make the cut just one swift blow to drop you back a spot, and hopefully you can gain a little bit off of his draft, because coming to 3 to go this time, 7 laps complete, Nick Zobiak is not safe at all with how fast Jonathan Andrizzi is.
He's had a problem, Zobiak. Zobiak might have changed his gear or something coming into this race, not thinking that whatever the conditions were, and it seemed like that hurt him because he was fast. And now he's definitely not as fast as he should be. And there it is.
Wow.
He is really sticking to the track. Now I'm going to go with tire pressures, Xander.
Tire pressures,
whatever he went out with.
He is stuck to the floor. And well, we've heard moments from everyone on the race weekend here about the Rhino patches, the soft Vega tires, the amount of rubber they lay down with this many go-karts. How much grip is there all weekend? And we just saw it in action with the big. There he's even on 2 wheels in turn 10.
Zobiak is fighting it now. He is fighting it. Can he hold on? Can he stay in? Make the show? Oh man, look at Andrizzi, right?
Yes, Jonathan Andrizzi.
Oh yeah.
But the good part for Nick Zobiak is we're getting close to the buzzer here. The timer is almost up. 2 to go this time.
He's not going to make it.
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
You see that 2 to go? Do you start low lining for the last spot in the race?
I think he will, but look at it.
But he's got to go so much slower to the center of the turns, right? We saw in Matt Holland get spun because his center corner speed was so much slower. What does Nick Zobiak do? Nothing. Sadly, he just watches him go on through. And
he's gone.
Oh!
That is the final transfer.
Didn't mean to.
Just
put his hand up, said a little sorry about that.
Just the opposite there. He's sliding, and Nick is sticking so much that he has to watch. There he goes again with Nick. He's picking it up. But I don't think he has a chance at this point. What a tough break for Nick Zobiak.
Truly don't remember the last time Nick didn't make the main event.
Right.
Yeah, but again, like this isn't the last 15 on speed. There is a mix of mechanical woes, and so you have some really fast drivers like Will Lawler that end up here that should have been way up the grid. This isn't necessarily a perfectly packed back 15. There's a mix of a couple fast guys and then the pace of everyone else that's put them back here. So sadly, that's where Will Lawler's kind of stealing a spot.
Look at Will Lawler. I think he went for second place.
He did, and he's going to go for the lead right here.
And he's going to go for the lead. And, at this point, hey, you're on, like we've been saying, you're up front. Just stay there. So hopefully Will Lawler could get by.
Oh, no! Nick! Into the pillows. Hard impact. Big carnage for Nick Zobiak. Oh, man, and he is feeling that one. We are going to obviously have the medical team quickly rush over to check out Nick Zobiak. That was a hard impact.
Yeah, very hard.
And just like we said, he just can't go as fast through the corners with the cart biking, and he tried it. The last lap he sent it. That was his last hope. He needed to stay with Jonathan Andrizzi, right with him, and pressure him to the end, and sadly, he ends up over in the wall.
Look at the battle here now between Stiefel and Lawler. Is that Lawler? No.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Stiefel, this is the fight for the win.
They shouldn't be fighting for the lead here.
Back and forth.
I'd hate to see either of these two guys get out. Man, I know both of them. They're both from the East. So, pulling for both of those guys to be in the big show. They're both in the show. Just take it easy. Don't go. And Stiefel wants a show. He can run, but he's got to be careful here.
Oh, man. Craziness to the line.
And Stiefel wins it. And Lawler gets second, no problem. At least he's in the show. Whitgen in third, and Andrizzi taking up the fourth spot. So a lot of changes. It was only Stiefel that hung in there at the end.
Scary moment for Nick Zobiak right there, though. What a heartbreaking end to his weekend. You start on the pole for the LCQ. You try and fight your way through, and they are still over there checking out Nick because, again, though we talked about him a little bit yesterday, that the pillows stuffed with foam do a great job of trying to absorb the impact in corners like turn one that don't have miles and miles of runoff. You have the sand trap right beforehand, of course, the asphalt runoff. But Nick, and no runoff's going to matter because he was a passenger at that point. The moment that cart tipped up and over on 2 wheels,
he couldn't do anything.
He's very lucky it didn't go all the way over, but a hard impact for Nick Zobiak. And we are just waiting moments here. There you can see the mangled go-kart of Nick Zobiak. Look how bent up the front end of that VLR is. That is a massive, massive bend and massive damage. here's the rest of the results, folks. Nicholas Kiefer was able to beat Nolan Holiday in a drag race to the line by 600ths. Those are the first two provisionally out, but they were only by the checkers 1.3 seconds back from Jonathan Andrizzi. So if Andrizzi gets a penalty for something time-related,
anybody,
or again, I mean, they're within 10, so there could be something major. And check this out. We're going to pull the results off for a moment. Nick Sobiek is up and walking away.
There's Nick.
There's a great sight to see. I'm sure that probably knocked the wind out of him.
Oh, yeah.
And talk about a morning wake-up call.
His dad, Danny, pushing the cart there. There's Nick, and he looks...
Yeah,
like
I'm sure deflated, probably shaking his head there. He fought with everything he had. Kudos to Nick Sobiek. He was given every bit and full of heart that drive.
And first time on his VLR, again, maybe little adjustments that he's got to get used to. This was his first race on the VLR, I believe.
Yeah, so just a bummer. And again, like you start on the pole for the LCQ, you're literally the first man out off points. One position, two positions, a penalty one way or another, whether it was for you or someone else, could have put Nick safely in 40th, and he would have just been able to sleep in this morning. Instead, he had to fight, and I guarantee you, he knew where his mark and what the limit was to not get on two wheels, and he's like, on the last lap, I got to go a little over it. This is all I have. This is it, or he's going to drive away, and sadly, it ends up worse for wear. But great to see him up and walking. Obviously, he ends up as the only DNF of the guards that at least finished the first lap. Nico Falaktu and Presley Whitley did not start or at least complete the lap one. They were 14th and 15th. The rest of the 12 crossed the line from Holiday to Shetterly, Hobbs, Strichars, Stephen Masters in the top 10, Chloe McKenzie, Jonathan Mitchell, the last across the line that without any major shifts, their Sunday ends a bit early. So crazy moments in these LCQs, each of them with a big moment, if not multiple moments, to decide who ends up being the four to transfer through. Again, hats off to Will Lawler. 12 spots up.
Yep, he did
big
a great
gains.
job.
14th to P2. Stiefel made it up 3 spots to go from the last spot on the bubble up to the lead. Dylan Whitkin, just a calm, silent race.
Right.
Rode in third the whole way.
Right.
From second off of turn 1 to third, and then just stayed there and punched his ticket through. And then again, Jonathan Andrizzi Jr., I got to give a tip of the hat to him. Again, Will Lawler's going to go down on the paper sheet as the fastest car by far. But Andrizzi saw him pulling away and still kept pushing, and got around Nick Sobiek with 2 laps to go.
All right, so with these LCQs completed, right? We're done. What would you think these 4 drivers and the 4 in the other LCQ, what's their strategy? Do they go out and practice?
Well, that's what's tough to say, right? Again, there's such a quick turnaround. Again, we just went to the grid. The juniors are ready to go out for their warm-up session. Obviously in warm-ups you can go switch back to your practice tires. Even if you got them mounted on another set of rims, that's a quick changeover.
Right.
Not to mention if you come off the racetrack and you're like, we need to make XXX changes, right? XYZ, whatever you need to change. You don't have the time for that. Think of these juniors that just made it out of the junior LCQ. They have the option, but they've literally got just that session.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, do you? Let's say you don't have that. You don't want to put the old tires back on because you got to hurry up and switch back to the tires that have been scanned, and that's what you have to run for the whole weekend. You just got out there. You ran 10 laps. Like, I think save your tires.
You're not going to learn anything.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, you literally, the track's not going to change enough in 10 minutes.
Right.
And again, we've got to go through all 9 classes here for warm-ups, right? So we're going to go through about an hour and a half's worth of more sessions. As you can see, the warm-up's beginning now here at 10. The first junior main event is an hour and a half away at 11:30. So if you just came off the racetrack at, say, 9:50, 9:45, you're not going to learn anything more going back out right now here at 10.
Save your tires.
If I'm in junior, if anything, I'm going to go back to the pits, and if my driver doesn't need to help me on a change, I'm going to tell my junior driver, go to the fence.
Right.
Find a new place to watch. If you've watched on the start-finish line straight, go walk up the hill to turn 1. Go see what you can learn, because everyone on the racetrack now, they obviously have had a better weekend than you one way or another on pace or on positions or on both. So see if you can watch the fast guys and maybe learn something of what they're doing. And try to get a gauge. But yeah, from track condition side for junior especially, I don't know if we'll see those junior LCQ kids go out. The counter argument, right, is there are the fast guys on the racetrack now, so you can try and get in this pack like they all are. and follow them a little bit and learn. So we'll see if our Final Four junior transfers are rushing to the grid and make it out for this. Senior light, I'd say it's borderline. They're middle of the road in Group 5, so you're talking about 4 more sessions after there, or 6 more because they were the first LCQ. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Depends how big of a swing you want to make on the setup. Senior medium, I think we will see those LCQ drivers like Will Lawler and them go out for the senior medium warm-up, because that is going to be at 11:20. So that could be a big change in the track conditions as well. But
well, I think that's what you watch for if there is a big change in the weather or track conditions that you see. But I would just keep watching all these practices at this point. And, I mean, I don't know how much you got to save your tires. The Vegas seem to hold up. But you do have more laps on your tires than anybody else at this point when you ran that LCQ. And if you go to practice, you're even going to put more laps on it, and then you got the feature race. So it is something that, like you said, either go out there and watch everything. And a lot of these people that were running the LCQ and the ones that made it to the big show, they maybe knew why they hit the LCQ, why they were in the LCQ. It wasn't that they screwed up on something happened. They had that fixed. They got that working. So at this point, maybe not practice, go out with the practice group. So, well, it's going to be up to them what they want to do, but they're putting a lot of laps on the kart.
I want to send a shout out to all of those watching along on the live stream right now, as well as our ticker updates through all of the live timing and everything. If you've noticed that we have changed our graphics to our new 2024 standard graphics here, folks. And we're trying to make sure that we can give you all the love of your chassis or your team. I preloaded as many logos as I can from around the paddock. If you don't have your team's logo for anyone right now, and you want to let us know, send us a message in the YouTube live chat or direct message us to Facebook or Instagram. We'd love to make sure that we give love to your sponsors, your chassis, or your team, or your shop you'd like to rep. And if we don't have the logo, it's a little bit too late to add any logos that aren't displayed in like our library, but I can get those logos ready for the CKNA Grands for the next one. So reach out if you see your driver or if you as a driver yourself are watching the live stream. Let your people know at home watching along, hey, you don't have my chassis. I'm on a Coyote. Put that up there. I'm on Roderick Racing Development. Put that up there. I'm on Steel Motorsports. Throw the Steel logo up. So let us know. We're going to be updating that based on what we can tell and try to ID carts correctly from these warm-up sessions. But we got 44 go-karts in most of these classes now, so we may not get everyone, but we've got, obviously, as you can see, a good amount. And how about it for Holden Harder right now on top of the boards here initially with the warm-up of the 40 juniors at a 104.0 over Hudson Jack Erlin. Great stuff.
Yeah, so I think that was really great. You started adding those logos to it because, when you look at it and you see what the time they put in, and the amount of karters that are here, and the kart manufacturers and the engine builders and you tuners and you name it, they put a lot into this, and it's great that if we can show that up on the board and also just announce it at times. I mean, we, like Xander says, he goes around the pits. I look through some of the things, and I could see who's on what. Some of them, of course, we know what they're on because we just know them from past races. But, yeah, if you can send in your logos or anything, it definitely gives credit to who you're racing for, what you're racing, and these are big races. And for the Grands, if it's anything like last year with 500 entries, when you win that Grand, that means a lot to the people that put all the time and effort into that race to get you to the front, even to finish in the top 5. As we give out top 5 awards in a national, we go with top 3 in a divisional, and so it's just something that you could pay back to the people that work with you.
For sure. I mean, it takes an army, right? It takes an army, the families, the commitment. We all know racing's expensive, but throw even the budget side out of coming to compete at this level, traveling across the country, time off work. Thankfully, we're in the summer, so for the most part, most of the kids are out of school, so you're not missing any homework potentially, but it's such a monstrous effort just to make it onto the grid for these races, and we understand that here as well. Again, Tony, yourself, you've got family racing obviously this weekend. You've been around this sport a while. I've been around it as you know, more years than I haven't, but maybe not as many as you have. And of course, Dave Mack, you know this as well from all your years of being around karting. That we want to help you represent the love for your village, and you can help us out by making sure to correct us and make sure that we've got all your branding correct. That we'd love to help you out with that. So here's a look as the results file in. Cade Yeager with a big lap towards the end here in the warm-ups, a 63.517. Sam Tutwiler joining him there, a couple late laps. Jacob Scheible moving up the boards. Isaac Malcuit, Anthony Lewis. Malcuit there, last lap across. He went to fifth, and it looked like he was by himself on that lap too, Tony. How about
fast,
that?
Yes.
No tow within
Right.
2/10 of the best. That might have been a tow lap from Cade Yeager.
Might have been, but
Malcuit. That's impressive, regardless, because again, we saw so many packs around the racetrack, right?
Yes.
So yes, for Isaac Malcuit, a good lap there at the end of the warm-ups here for him for sure. Again, we're just one of these warm-ups in. We're also, for those that are listening in here in the paddock, gearing up to announce all of the rest of our raffle giveaway winners that have become so famous here at the CKNA national, regional races. We've got 20+ prizes to give away. I would have done it a little bit sooner, but I wasn't quite ready. We have one winner we already announced yesterday. That was Dylan Amundsen. He's won one of 4 EK racing chains that were given away. So he's already got his announced. And Dylan, you'll be able to go to registration after I finish presenting our prizes here on stream to pick up your free chain. There is a mix of prizes and a few big ones that Dave Mack had the pleasure of spending Greg's credit card money on.
Yes, I did.
To give away here this weekend. So lots of fun. And again, even for those in the LCQs, don't leave too early, folks. We're going to try and do this quick here before things get too deep into the racing, where you may be wanting to pack up and get ready before the potential R word that is coming our way this afternoon, as we hope it won't.
We hope it won't.
But we know that, again, you maybe want to start the treks back home. But hang tight if you can as you're packing up. Keep your ears out in the paddock. We're going to announce it in between sessions. So starting after this warm-up, I'm going to pop over to our interview station, start presenting some of our giveaways. So keep your ears on. Keep a live stream on, even if you're out of earshot from the paddock of where you're pitted. Pull your phone up. The live stream's free right now. Still.
I told people put it up on your phone and
your phone, your TVs.
You might win a prize. So
you might win a prize, and we're gonna present them all live here in a few moments. So again, for all of those in the paddock, make sure that you're keeping your ears on in one way or another to see if you might have won something before you head on home. Because at CKNA, even if you don't end up being the first of the checkered flag, you can go home a winner.
That's right, and a big winner sometimes.
Yeah.
Greg gets some big prizes. Unbelievable what he has done, and we thank the sponsors for helping with that. It's all about the sponsorship, and Greg makes that definite to everybody at the drivers' meeting. And if you see a sponsor, definitely thank them for making CKNA what it is and what they can give away. And we hope that, like Xander was saying, you might not have gone home with a big win here, but you still might go home with something. And remember, there's T-shirts on sale.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In fact, yes.
So you got to go home with something. I tell people, at least go get a T-shirt, if not for nothing.
Event T-shirts.
Right, event T-shirts.
Summer Nats.
This was the first Summer Nats, so that T-shirt might mean something to somebody.
Collector's item.
A collector's item. So at least go home with a T-shirt, or bring a T-shirt for somebody. This is the first time CKNA has ran a Summer National, and we thank CKNA for coming to the East Division, and that's what it's all about. And we're pulling for our East drivers, and some of them are doing very well here at the National, and we hope to see them at the Grand National. But this is CKNA has spread their wings and has moved over to the East here. Again, as we were saying, people put a lot of time and money, and back in the day, we were lucky we got a magazine article, at a big race. I mean, sometimes there wasn't even really an announcer at the race. They just, kind of called up the classes and got them going. And then, like I said, we were lucky if there was a magazine there and wrote an article and took some pictures. Kart Chaser has brought that to the much higher level, and we do appreciate that. And we appreciate that they came here to the CKNA Nationals and will be at the Grand Nationals on the east side.
We've got red flag out for an issue on the racetrack. Not sure where. Looks to be at the exit of turn 12 One driver has gone up and over. We'll try to get you an ID on that cart number so we can let you know. Again, we already saw Nick Sobiek almost tip over with his scary moment there at the end of that senior medium LCQ just on his own, and I think the same might have happened because the two major turns where we're seeing a lot of two-wheel tip overs from too much grip over the Rhino patch is turn 3 down the hill, and again turn 10 down the hill at the back section of the racetrack, because in both cases, like here, if we take a look on this camera at turn number 3, it's not only a high load corner, you're trying to pack as much speed as you can, but down at turn 3, it's almost off camber, where the outside of the track is lower than the inside.
Correct.
And again, the load as you go through the corner is planting those outside tires. The inside tires are already light enough. You're literally without a differential in a go-kart, lifting the inside rear tire, jacking it to rotate as it is. And then the left front or the right front or the inside front is already light enough. And then when the outside tire is literally at an angle just off the grade, it just makes it so easy to go up and over. And sadly, we do have one driver that has gone up and over. ID is the 126 MGM of Brian Donati. So Brian Donati has gone up and over, and he is communicating with the officials right now and taking a breather. There is the on-site medical team, as you can see, that is rolling onto the racetrack now here during Legends warm-up. So a sore sight to see. We made it through all of the heat racing yesterday, all of our sessions yesterday, completely clean, no red flags. There were some scary moments, again, even in the LCQs, couple scary moments, but luckily we were able to get through cleanly. Sadly, here we do have our first and only red flag so far of the weekend, and it comes in the Legends warm-up. So that will delay slightly our senior heavy drivers. There's a look down on the grid as a handful of them are suited up. Caleb Vieska and Bryce Frank, who were working with us on the broadcast last weekend. This weekend, they're part of the superstars on the racetrack, among many in senior heavy, ready to go at 27 total drivers that are all chasing the likes of Eric Fagan, Owen Lloyd, and the list just goes on and on.
So I'm getting a report the driver is okay. It's just precautionary.
Yes. Then that's great to hear. Great to hear, Dave Mack, for sure. And so, again, they are checking out, I believe, his ankle, which, again, karts without a roll cage or without a roll bar, you don't have seat belts in them. The seats are obviously tight enough so you don't fly out just driving it around the corner. But if it does tip over, it's the same, philosophy as a motorcycle or a bike, that you won't be thrown away from it. And you can see there a perfect angle of one of our senior heavy drivers, the 221 Coyote of Hunter Bolton. And while you're in the go-kart, it's easy behind the steering wheel for the rest of your body to come out, but sometimes your legs do get kind of trapped in it awkwardly, depending how you go up and over. And I believe that's probably what may have happened, sadly, to Donati. So, again, awake, alert, just precautionary check on his ankle before we go back to warm-up sessions. And I believe I don't know if we'll continue this one. We were just a couple of laps in for the Legends, or if they will do an early exit. Again, only about half the field got even a full lap on the score charts. The other half were still beginning their first timed lap. Everyone made it through the out lap, and then the first time lap at speed was when Brian went up and over. So they may, depending on what we have. They may call it early. At the same time, again, we know everyone, plenty of drivers probably have flights to get to late tonight, or are trying to get on the road to get back to work tomorrow morning from across the continent between Canada and North America. So long drives home, and we're wary of that. But at the same time, today set to end a lot earlier than yesterday. I believe our last feature is set to go green at 2:34 with senior medium if things were on time, and podiums at 3 p.m. So there is some wiggle room, to be fair, that I think within reason, you could give these guys the full session still. I mean, it's not like these warm-ups are crazy long. But
they are warm-ups.
They are warm-ups, right?
It's not really a practice.
It's a courtesy session. It's to make sure whatever you did to your go-kart doesn't fall off or break in the practice session before you go to the feature. That's what it's all about, right? So once again here, this is the tentative timetable. Now, obviously, it's going to be a little bit delayed, so those main events are probably now going to start, I would estimate, closer to maybe 11:45. Depending how long this short delay to check out Brian Donati takes us. But again, just a precautionary look So it'll give us a moment to catch our breath and reset and prepare to bring you more of the action here through the morning. And as we've always mentioned, premium members for the live feed, $9.99 a month. As long as you sign up on a PC or Android, try not to sign up initially, or tell your friends don't sign up initially on your iPhones or an iOS tablet or Mac, because Apple will add on some extra fees, like make it look like it's $12.99 a month. We don't see that extra $3. Right. You don't need to spend it either. But either way, if you do, that's how you get to watch the mains live and all the other action we're covering throughout the year with racing almost every week. And if not, you get the full replays of everything by late next week from all of the live streams that we've got, including the free portion from the morning. And, of course, if you just are scrolling your phone on social media, we've got plenty of clips, plenty of them already up from all of those heat races. So we're going to take a moment to step away while the on-site medical team continues to go through courtesy checks over at Brian Donati. And we'll return, hopefully, closer to going back to karts on the racetrack at speed here from Pittsburgh.
Brandon, why are there all these charges for just over $200 from Acceleration Kart Racing's website?
That's because AKR gives you free shipping on orders of $200 or more within the continental U.S.
Okay, but I thought you were just getting a pair of gloves. That's what, 70 bucks?
But if I'm getting a new pair of gloves, I might as well get a new pair of shoes to match. And then on top of that, I'll get a neck brace, because with the shipping, it's basically free.
Yeah, I do not think the math checks out on that.
Everything you need, all in one place and shipped to your door for free for orders of $200 or more. Exclusions apply. Spend responsibly. Shop AKR.com.
I'm David Serra, 18-time Australian karting champion, and we're launching Kart Class. Kart Class is an advanced digital training program that helps a driver who's just starting out in the sport all the way to the driver looking to win a national championship. In this program, you're going to be learning about how to find the ideal racing line and what an apex is, braking and throttle markers, wet weather racing lines, and how to overtake other competitors. We target how to brake in the wet weather, and we look on the mental side of kart racing as well with our mental skills coach. At the completion of this program, you'll be lighting up purple sectors in qualifying, know when to defend on the opening laps, and how to pressure your opposition into mistakes. We teach you the tools to be resilient and how to get in the right frame of mind before a race. We look to complete the whole package by getting a strong mindset, a driving style to suit all conditions, strategizing your race, and getting the last 1% from your team. We'll teach you how to win the final lap of a race, driving the wet like Max Verstappen, and creating the perfect bubble for yourself to mentally be in the zone. To find out more, click the link below.
Are you ready to get behind the wheel? From Formula One to NASCAR and IndyCar, all the pros start here. For more information, check us out online at mcckarting.com or call us and go racing today.
USA, a top-level performance team with unmatched hospitality, offering a full-service driver development program with year-round testing available in Miami, Florida, and the official North America racing team of Parolin Racing Chassis. Chassis and parts available at ParolinUSA.com.
You need it? We got it. At Kart Eat Parts, we are your complete online aftermarket kart part superstore. From chains to bearings to bumpers and components, we've got it in stock and ready to ship straight to your door from our base in Ontario, Canada. Check us out online at karteparts.ca.
All right, everyone here in the paddock. Once again, we've mentioned that we've got a lot of giveaways for all of our CKNA entries here, whether or not you're in these main events, on the fence. If you've got a driver that's entered, you're entered for these giveaways. So we're going to begin announcing our first 3 winners of the morning. And a huge thank you to all of our partners that have made this possible. Our first winner from the drawing for a Clinton Racing rain hood that we've got enough of them to give away, and we're going to give them away here this morning, so hopefully you don't have to use them. But for a Clinton Racing rain hood, our first winner is Silas Root. So Silas Root, after warm-ups are complete before the main events, head to registration, and Silas Root, you have won a rain hood. So congratulations, Silas. Our next item on the list is a Clinton Racing Products fuel pump riser. And our winner for the Clinton Racing Product fuel pump riser is Michael Golan. So congratulations to Michael. You have won a Clinton Racing Product fuel pump riser. And finally, our final of our 3 giveaways of this initial round is a Clinton Racing bracket saver. And for a Clinton Racing bracket saver, Tim Connell. Tim Connell, congratulations. You have won a Clinton Racing bracket saver. So again, those are our first 3 winners from the morning here. A Clinton Racing bracket saver for Tim Connell. We've got a fuel pump riser and an EK Racing chain. And that's just the beginning of our giveaways. Back to you guys over in the booth as we go back to warm-ups to Dave Mack and Tony the Toe.
Okay, we're back here watching the warm-up session. This is our warm-ups for the main event later on this afternoon. Hey, just a reminder, if you haven't bought a subscription to Kart Chaser, make sure you do that real quick. $9.95 for a month, and you get to watch all the programming they have live. So make sure you sign up for that real quick, then you won't get bumped out when the firewall shows up, the paywall. So anyway, this is warm-ups. We're getting reports at the driver that we had to go red flag. The driver is okay walking around. Just precautionary looking at his ankle. And it looks like Cody Svoboda is out there. We're not actually checking times on any of these. Ronnie Kleiss is out there. Colin Aiken, Linus Gugino, Ryan Sparowski. We've got one of the Lida brothers. The internet is really iffy here. I'm waiting for it to load up again so I can watch this just like you. If you want to watch at home, you can watch on Race Hero. We're broadcasting live on Race Hero this weekend. And I'm still waiting for my phone. Let me try to reload it. Maybe that'll work. Nah, I've got nothing. Okay, there we go. So it looks like out on the track right now we've got Eric Fagan, Mark Steele, Owen Lloyd, Mo Edmondson, William Lessig, Colin Aiken, Bryce Frank, Christopher Horan, Owen Mall, Ronnie Kleiss, Travis Manning, Cody Svoboda, Ben Gaunt, Ryan Sparowski, Peyton Klein, Jack Zucchina, Huntington Bolton, Matt Lida, Linus Gugino, Jay St. Clair, Caleb Viska, Katie McDaniel, et cetera, et cetera. So they're all out there. Wicked Nick, of course, did not make the field, unfortunately. Wicked Nick. Katie McDaniel's our last one on the track. So 22 on the track right now. And are they getting the check it? Yeah, they're in the scale line. Okay, so that class is done.
Yeah, so these are just warm-ups, not really even a practice session. This is where karters go out and maybe just want to make sure everything is good, everything is tight, everything is working. Maybe to get the feel of the track because it has cooled off a lot from yesterday. I believe the pavement temperature is way down from yesterday. Not saying it's super cool, but definitely traction is still good, very good. We've been seeing a lot of people two-wheel. And so traction is still good. It did not get slippery. It may be even more traction today. those rhino spots, as Xander was saying, that they put down the rhino covering or the rhino topping on the track. You see that dark black. They had problems when they first laid new asphalt here where the slicks were ripping up in the corner, ripping up chunks of the track, and they came up with this rhino liner to put down, and it definitely gives karters and anybody on the track a lot of traction, and I guess at times could really cause havoc of how you have to have your kart set up, what tire pressures you got to run. So warm-ups, these are for the main classes that will run for a Summer National Championship here at Pittsburgh International Raceway, CKNA Summer National. First time CKNA going with a Summer National here on Sunday, June 23rd, I believe, and 2024. So this is a historic event since it is the first Summer National for the CKNA organization.
And we are here at Pittsburgh International Raceway, I think it's called. Yeah, Raceway. If you ever get the chance to come out, I highly recommend it. It's a really nice facility. The people are wonderful. They got the big car. We've got the kart track, and I'm guessing we're right around just short of a mile racetrack. I haven't got the official length. And then the big car track is going on just over the hill, just outside of our area. So like a lot of facilities that we go to now, it's a country club type atmosphere. We've got the Porsche Club here this weekend, so there's all kinds of really fancy Porsches running around, coming in on trailers and whatnot. So yeah, the Porsche Club is here, and we can hear their engines over the drone of our engines, which is always kind of fun. But they're just over the hill. If you see, when the camera goes by, you see a hill in the background there. Just over the other side is the Porsche racetrack, or the sports car racetrack, which Porsches are on it today.
Yep, a great facility, as Dave was saying. They got really the best bathrooms I think we've ever been.
Oh, yeah, by far. With showers, no less. It's
and
showers
air conditioned.
And air conditioned, yeah.
So our drivers are appreciating that. They do have a number of builds. They have a pro shop here where you could go in and take a look around. They do sell some parts and stuff, but they have a pro shop. So a great facility. It's been here for, I think, 20 years. I'm not sure. Like Dave said, we're not sure how long the track is. It's called the Wilson Circuit because somebody by the name of Wilson designed it, I believe. So that's why the kart track is the Wilson Circuit. And it does offer, as I mentioned in one of the CKNA newsletters, that it's going to test the driver's skill and also endurance. And yesterday definitely was endurance with the heat. Today we're catching a little bit of a break. We're trying to stay ahead of the rain. Hopefully we will finish this event without any rain. But again, if it does rain, it depends on the rain. Right now, CKN officials been saying it'll be driver's decision whether they should go out on slicks or rain. If the rain is heavy enough, and we know it's unsafe to even think about going out there on slicks, the officials would say you need to have your rain tires on. So at this point, I would say anybody in the features, if you think you're going to race, I mean, if you're willing to race in the rain, some people just, that's it. They call it quits. They do not race in the rain. But if you are going to race in the rain, I guess you should have your rain tires mounted and ready to go. And hopefully you got them scanned this morning. They did open up tire scanning this morning. It is now closed, but they did open up tire scanning this morning to have everybody scan their rain tires. Now, different than the tires that you're running for the event. When you signed up, you also signed up for a set of tires, and then it was distributed to you at the track here, to all the racing people here. Those numbers were scanned in under your name and number. Rain tires, as long as you're using the correct Vega rain tire, you can use your own. You could buy some here if you needed them, but they must be scanned in. And at this point, I think it's too late to get them scanned in, right, Dave?
It is too late, yeah. That's they extended that twice, and they just can't do it anymore. We don't have any employees left to put on that, so right. Yeah, that's not an option anymore. If you need rains, you're actually done for the day because you're tired. If you need rains and you haven't had them scanned yet, you're done for the day.
Right. So interesting. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we stay ahead of the rain, and we get this whole event in the dry, so everything remains pretty much the same. Drivers don't have to worry about what the setup will be if it starts to rain. And also the choice where if it might rain a little bit and then stop, do you go out on slicks or rains? So that'll be a decision hopefully you don't have to make today Either it rains and it rains good enough that you just know it's rain tires. Also, you got to protect your engine with a rain cover on the air cleaner. You're getting rain in your motor could ruin the motor, so you got to be careful with that. Experienced racers know what they got to do.
And speaking of rain covers, Xander gave away a couple of really, really nice brand new rain covers, a new design from a company out in Washington. I think it was Perkins, I think is the family name. Very, very nice cover. He's got a bunch of other stuff to give away. The very same company has like a fuel pump riser. And it looks like Xander is going to give away some more prizes.
Okay, back to Xander.
All right, everyone, here while we wait for the next warm-up to go, we've got our next round of prize giveaways, so keep your ears on for your name. First up is an EKT kart chain, and this one is to Ronnie Kleiss. So Ronnie is obviously between a couple of senior classes. I'm sure he's busy, but Ronnie, you've got a free EKT kart chain. Congratulations to Ronnie Kleiss. So Ronnie Kleiss has won an EKT kart racing chain. Next up is another Clinton Racing rain hood. And our Clinton Racing rain hood recipient is Ian Quinn. So congratulations to Ian. You've got yourself a rain hood. All right, so Ian Quinn with a rain hood. And finally, it is our Clinton Racing product fuel pump riser. We already had one of these given away. The next up is the fuel pump riser giveaway to Drew Cirillo. Drew, you have won a Clinton Racing product fuel pump riser. You can pick up your prizes over at registration here. As soon as they're announced on the PA, I'm walking them on over. So walk on over and pick yours up before you head out of Pittsburgh today. Back to you guys, Dave and Tony.
All right, big congratulations to those people that won. I'm sitting right next to Tony Cirillo, and his son won the, I think it's a fuel pump riser from Clinton Products. I accidentally said another name. It's Clinton.
Clinton.
So
and they made a nice rain hood as well.
They do make a very nice rain hood, and I always said that whoever invents a good rain hood that works is going to be very wealthy. And I think it's going to be the Clinton family.
Okay. So now we have the warm-ups for Senior Light. So these are your top drivers in Senior Light. You got Henry Wheeler, it looks like, Lucas Shelton, Cal Zimmerman, Brandon Atkins, Tristan Altman, Will Lawler. Of course, he made it. He was in the LCQ, and he made his way up. Very, very good.
And hopefully Wicked Nick Sobiak is doing okay. He crashed into the pillows pretty hard, and he was up bicycling for a couple of laps and had all kinds of issues with the handling on that cart. And he hit the pillows pretty hard head on, and the whole front of the cart was facing up in an upward direction. Yeah, very unusual direction for a cart. So anyway, hopefully Wicked Nick is good.
Yeah, Nick looked pretty good. He walked away with his dad. And I tell you, Nick did what he had to do in that last turn. He knew this is his last chance. He knew the cart was lifting. You know, he went in hopefully that maybe he can avoid it at this last turn, and it just didn't work out for him. So a tough break for Nick, but we're just happy he's all right.
And once again, as Tony just told you, this is a Senior Light warm-up. They're just going to go for warm-ups. After Senior Light, we'll have Kid Karts out for warm-ups, then Sportsman, Master, Senior Medium. And at 11:30 Eastern Time, we will have the Junior Features, 15 laps long.
And remember, you got to join Kart Chaser.
Yep, absolutely, Tony. Yes, yeah, you have to pay $9.95. You get a whole month's worth of entertainment.
Can't download it. All right, would you like to remind all drivers, this is warm-ups. You don't need to get into it. You want to save your equipment. You made the big show. Keep it that way. Make sure you get that start in the feature race. This is warm-ups. And I know people just sometimes got that racing in them. They just can't stop racing no matter if it's a warm-up, a practice.
Well, I know you and Xander were talking earlier about, if you just did the LCQ, would you go for warm-ups? I don't think I would.
Right.
I save my tires.
I'll tell you the truth. I don't think I would unless I seen the conditions really changing. I mean, the Vega tires do hold up, so I don't think tire. I see some of them lifting.
Yes,
when they go around that turn. The traction is unbelievable
still
out
grippy,
there.
yep.
So it's still grippy. So, but if you just did your LCQ and you made the feature, I mean, nothing has changed. So why go out and put more wear and tear on not just your tires, your whole cart, everything, engine. But then again, sometimes you just want that last check to make sure things are good. And the main thing is, like I said, this is warm-ups. Don't get into it with anybody. Yeah. You want to you made the big show, make it all the way, and make it to the feature here. So, like Dave mentioned yesterday, or he actually mentioned it today, yesterday we went without one red flag, and that is amazing for a national of this size, that now the red flag did not wave once. And then this morning we had a problem, but we're happy that Nick is okay on that one. So that practice session is this warm-up is over.
All right, we're back with some more giveaways here in the break of the warm-ups. Next up, I've got another chain. It's another EK kart racing chain. This one to Maximo Karam. Maximo Karam and Junior, you have won an EK racing chain. You'll be able to pick up your raffle prize beginning of all of the main events. Once all of the warm-ups are done and all of our giveaways have been announced, they'll all be at the registration trailer. Next up to give away, need my helper here to stay organized. Come on, Marcelo. No, I'm kidding. Our awesome team's doing a great job. Our next one is the Clinton Racing Bracket Saver. And this one to Eric Goldstein. Eric Goldstein, you have won a Clinton Racing Products Bracket Saver. And here with our final giveaway of this round is another Clinton Racing Products rain hood, Bryce Frank. Bryce Frank, you have won a Clinton Racing Products rain hood. So Bryce Frank as well, you've got a rain hood, and if you're not nearby, if you're nearby, well, I've got them. You can come pick it up. But if you aren't, you can pick it up at registration once main events get underway. Back to the on-track action.
Okay, looks like kid karts are out on the track right now. Juniors, maybe. Let's see. Yeah, should be kid karts. My stuff is not updating properly. Okay, I'll look at your screen, Tony. Okay, yeah, we got Sebastian Terra Rouge, and I don't know if I'm getting that name right. Hopefully I am. Sofia Mendoza, Spencer Height, Kip Knaus, Lucas Dos Santos, and Jackson Jorda are all on the track right now, or should be. 6 entries in kid karts, and they put on a really good race yesterday. That was really entertaining to watch. A couple of times they were out there in their heat races. We enjoyed watching the kid karts. There was some pretty good battles going on. And we're not getting any times. I don't think we're using timing and scoring because it is just simply a warm-up session. And you can see, if you're not familiar with these karts, you can see there's a like a pole sticking up and a box on the top. That's the camera. That's their GoPro-style camera that they're recording their entire race. Then dad or mom or whoever can go over it with the child after race day or after race weekend and discuss what their lines and whatever they did right and wrong and whatever. And the kids can learn from that. and you see you go through most of the big pits here. Specifically, John Seglem has a huge tent that he had a crew come in and put up this huge tent, and he's got, I don't know how many people are in that tent. I should have counted how many carts, but anyway, at one end of it, they've got a like a studio that they're watching, reviewing videotape or video. I guess it wouldn't be tape, but anyway, watching video of different drivers and discussing. They got a tuner or a coach there that's discussing everything with them. So it's getting to be a pretty big deal. All the coaches, driver coaches that exist in the karting world, that's something you didn't see like, well, 20 years ago. You definitely didn't see anything like that. So professional driver coaches that travel with your driver to the racetrack and coach your driver on what they did right, wrong, or otherwise. So, and if you're interested at all in anything like that, definitely go talk to John Seglem is one, Paul and April Rice, and Axel the Doberman. There's a number of people on site that you can go talk to, and they have all kinds of different programs depending on what you need. You could get, just a tent to be under and get their expertise. You can quite possibly have them bring a cart for you and set it up for you, and you just simply go out and race. There's all kinds of different options. Those tent situations usually also have water for you, and a lot of times they have food for you. So it's kind of all you have to do is show up with your own helmet. In fact, I don't even think you have to have a helmet. I think they might even supply a helmet. So, but definitely talk to them and see what different programs they have. And there's a good shot of the drivers getting out of their cart. That's the scale line, so they get backed up behind the scale line, and you can see them standing there. And we're going to go to Xander real quick and give away more fabulous door prizes.
Thank you, Dave. We've definitely got a few more to give away. First up, it's the last of our EK Racing cart chains. So our final EKT Racing cart chain. This one to Chloe McKenzie. Chloe McKenzie, you have won an EKT kart racing chain. So congratulations to Chloe. And now we're starting to get into some of our cool prizes. Next up is the Branding Speed book by Fritz Wilkie. We have 2 of these Branding Speed books to give away. And the first of our Branding Speed by Fritz Wilkie books to give away to Colin Warren. Colin just came off the racetrack. Colin Warren. My bad. I unplugged it. Anyway, Colin Warren, you have won a Branding Speed book by Fritz Wilkie. And now... All right, let's try and make sure that we're good. Sorry about that. I keep bumping it. Anyway, our CKNA Bluetooth speaker, a Charge 4 JBL. You got me now? Yeah, there we go. All right, Logan Hickman. Logan Hickman, you have won a JBL speaker. Logan Hickman, you have won a JBL speaker. And the last of this round is an Alpine Stars backpack. And our Alpine Stars backpack. An Alpine Star backpack winner, Jonathan Mitchell. Jonathan Mitchell, you have won an Alpine Stars backpack, and you'll be able to pick it up at registration right at the end of warm-ups.
All right, way to go, Xander. Having a little bit of trouble with the microphone there. That was entertaining, by the way, so don't feel bad. Hey, Colin Warren, congratulations everybody for winning. Colin Warren, congratulations on that book. Fritz is on site. Fritz, who wrote the book, Fritz Wilkie, is on site, and he'll be happy to sign that for you. So go read the book cover to cover, Colin. So anyway, congratulations to everybody who won a prize. Some fabulous prizes. I think there's more yet. I'm pretty sure Xander has more. So who's on the track right now? Kid carts are still on the track. Okay. Kid carts are on the track. My pen keeps running out of ink. They got all kinds of first world problems, right? No, it looks like Sportsman on the track, actually. So out on the track, that's entered anyway, is Sawyer Chambers, Jamison Sanders, Preston Fisher, Addison Haydu, Griffin Vukic, Jordan Polchlepek, Trace Rosinski, Ari Eberhardt, Colby Hoggard, Parker Firestein, and Nicholas Mose, M-O-E-S, Nicholas Mose. And the last time we were here, we had a major outage. We lost power to the entire facility. All the tracks here, and I think the surrounding area, I don't know, county-wide or something. Yeah, and it's so funny. Tony the Toe and I were working together, and Tony the Toe found in a locker upstairs a handheld megaphone, battery-operated megaphone. So he literally opened the window, and he was announcing out the open window. And I got a picture of him somewhere, and I think it's one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I got to experience it live.
Well, you know how that is, Dave. Sometimes you feel like you're up here screaming your lungs out and nobody's listening. So I said I could probably get more people to hear me if I shout out the window.
Yep, and you were right. Yeah, and a number of people made comments afterwards. And it was just a good time. But I bet we were out of power for an hour.
Yeah, I would at least an hour, because by the time we hooked up somebody loaned us a generator, so we can at least get scoring up and going.
Yeah.
It had to be over an hour. So yeah, and the whole area was out of power. It wasn't just the track, and they did get it back though, and we were fine. But we thanked the local club, because that's one of the people from there came over with this generator, ran a cable all the way up to the second floor there, and got us going again.
Yeah.
So we had a number of challenges last year.
Oh, okay. We just got a report that it's starting to rain outside.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
And
not what we were looking for. And now right now it's up to the driver's got to keep an eye on the track at this point.
Hey, Tony, we're going to go and get some more door prizes from Xander. Some fabulous door prizes.
All right. Go, Xander.
All right, so let's go for another. We've got the last of our EKT racing chains. I was mistaken. Dylan Amundsen. I'm sorry, guys. We're kind of a little bit tough with the rain. Yeah, I'm pushing it, Trevor. I can hear you in my ear. I'm trying, our directors, but we suck. All right, let's hope that's good enough. Dylan Amundsen. You have won an EKT racing chain, Dave McToney. I know you guys are laughing at me in the background here. The rain's coming down. It's crazy. EKT racing chain, but it's about to get a lot crazier. This might not be the best day for this. We've got a Super Soaker. And our winner for the Super Soaker is Chris Carroll. Chris Carroll over at PPK Coyote. You've won a Super Soaker. So, yeah, you can open it up and probably fill it about halfway with what we might be getting here in a few minutes. Let's go next. We've got our Ryobi fan and charger. That would have been nice yesterday. And our Ryobi fan and charger right here. Oh, well, that's more the front side. Let me turn that around and do this properly. Our Ryobi fan and charger to Mark Raymond. Mark Raymond, you have won a Ryobi fan and charger. Congratulations, Mark. Next up, this will be tough. I have to back up into the rain to show you guys this. We've got a massive EVS roller bag. Check this out. Get all your gear. EVS roller bag ready to hand out here. I heard our production team. I put EVA, typo, my fault. EVS roller bag. Lucas Shelton. Lucas Shelton, you have won this roller bag. You're going to be rolling out of here in style, packing up your gear. And from what we can tell so far, it's weatherproof as we're trying to keep everything. And the last thing, I got to back. Okay, I think we are okay for this.
Okay, Xander obviously having trouble with this microphone. That's very entertaining, Xander. I do appreciate it. And it's a hoot and a holler. As you can see, it's raining right now. It's raining on the track. Xander's trying to give away fabulous door prizes. I mean, he's giving away some crazy stuff. Greg Jasperson, you're going to go broke if you keep this up. You can't give away so much expensive prizes. But anyway, once again, we are sitting in a rainy condition, and the karts are still going around the track, just in a much slower pace. And we're just going to keep everything rolling unless we get lightning. If we get lightning, then it'll roll us up. We're watching multiple screens and trying to figure out what we're doing. Okay, it looks like one kart on the track. And I can't see it right now. I'm not sure where it is. Oh, there's only one on the grid also. Looks like somebody wants to come out. They're just not quite ready yet. And I don't think it's critical that they come out here, especially during the rain. You should probably already know what your rain setup is and to start heading for that. The prediction is supposed to rain for many hours today, so if you do come out for your warm-up session here and you find a rain setup, stick with it because it's supposedly going to be there all day. They, I think, are actively putting on their rain tires right now. It looks like it slipped to me, doesn't it, Tony?
They're putting on rain. So.
Okay, we're going to try to go back to Xander again. Cross your fingers, everybody.
Keep on laughing at me, Dave. I'm going to make some notes of that, Dave Mack. Keep on laughing it up in the booth there in the AC and out of the elements, all right? I'll be right next to you here in a few minutes. Behind me, I'm going to try not to lose the mic while I show you. Marcel, can we pan down a little bit? Check out this massive both dolly and tool bench all in one. It'd be a hard-pressed option to try and take it in your trailer or take it on the plane. Luckily, our winner, I know, is a local, and he's got a garage here. Congratulations, Tristan Altman. You have won our Ryobi moving tool bench. And that's the end of this round of giveaways. Tristan Altman, come over to registration. You'll be able to see this real easy from over there. All right, back to you, Dave, and quit laughing because I'm going to remember that.
You know, thank you, Xander. I'm going to laugh about this for weeks. And it's not at your expense, but, oh, you're a hoot, man. Are you getting wet out there? Oh, I guess I can't talk to you live, but I'll see you in just a minute. I know you're coming in. It looks like it's raining out there. Oh, and we just dropped the cart off the stand. Oh, we meant to do that. Okay. I didn't see a cart stand drop that quick, but I assume we just put on 4 rain tires, and we're going to go out there for warm-ups. And here comes your driver about ready to come out. So I'm sure everybody in the pits is actively putting on rains right now because it is predicted to rain most of the rest of the day. It's predicted to be a light rain, not a storm, not a thunderstorm, no lightning, nothing like that, but steady light rain. And there we go. We're out on the track with rain tires. Nobody else. I don't see anybody else on the track at all right now. It looks like just the one kart came out. And it looks like number 76. Can we tell who that is, Tony? I'm sorry, who's that? Oh, Logan Weagle. Okay, number 76. And this is the Masters. Also available to go out there right now. The track is available for Ron Kleiss, Ryan Swarovski, J.D. Gunn, Drew Cirillo, Joshua Smoker, Rosinski, Price Fagan, Dr. Todd, and Jason Zobke. But none of them have elected to go out yet. They may be actively putting on rain tires, or they may just elect not to go out at all. But the feature events are going to be 15 laps long for everybody except the kid karts. So my schedule real quick. Kid karts are going to be 10 laps long. Everybody else is 15. So obviously the speeds are going to decrease dramatically with the rain tires as opposed to slicks. And Logan Weagle is out there. The only one out. And it looks like he's gripping the track just fine. I don't see any sliding at all. Yeah, there's not much water splash coming off the rear. And he is loosening up a little bit. Now, what the patches that you were talking about, the Rhino, yeah. It was much grippier when it's dry. Guess what happens to it when it gets wet, though?
It gets
the complete
terrible.
opposite. Yeah, it's just like running on ice. So, yeah, and you can see everybody tries very hard not to run over the black stuff or the Rhino.
And basically, when it does start to rain and it really gets wet, most drivers will avoid the tire, the line where the tire rubber is down, because it will get more slippery than going to another part of the track where the water can separate a little better, because it's not being trapped by the rubber that's down and the oil that's down.
And that'll play into the racing too. They're going to try to avoid it. Sometimes you're going to get forced into it.
Right.
Well, if you get forced into it, then all of a sudden you're going to be loose and slipping and sliding.
Right.
So it's really it's going to be a wild race, actually.
Yeah. And unfortunately, I didn't want to see that here for a national. I wanted to see everybody race on even ground, so to speak. But again, it's part of the challenge of racing, and especially a big race, what this brings to the driver and pit crew, that whether you win in the rain or the sunshine, you're still the winner. So, but it does present other factors that drivers and pit crews have to think of. Like I said, we would have rather had great weather for the whole event, but it just didn't work out. It happens. At our last race at BWI, Baltimore Washington International Airport, for the divisional, it rained the whole weekend.
No.
It did not. It rained the whole weekend. So there was no option. You didn't have to worry about where you're putting rain tires on, but it just made things that much harder for the drivers and the equipment and everything. It was just a rough time that it rained the whole weekend. But again, as I said, it's the challenge, and these drivers are up for it, and they'll be out there. You'd be surprised how many of them will put on rain tires and race. They're not going to go home. There will be a few that maybe newcomers or whatever that say, hey, at this point I've never raced in the rain. I'm gonna hang it up. But you will see the majority of people out there on rain tires. And once again, your rain tires at this point must be, they had to be scanned in already. If they're not, you could get a penalty at the end of the race if they scan your tires and they don't show up that they've been scanned. So
that's a good point, Tony. You're talking about new people. We have a number of, just like we do every race weekend, a number of people that have never raced with Cup Karts before, only maybe raced one other race or two other races or something, and they heard all kinds of good things about Cup Karts CKNA, so they decided to come to the SummerNationals and see what it's all about, and they appear to be having a real good time, the few that I've talked to in the pits. So, we welcome you. If you want to come to a Cup Karts event, check out the schedule, find a track close to you, and come on out.
Yeah, now that Cup Karts is pretty much all over the I'm going to say the eastern part of the United States. They do have a lot of tracks that they cover their events at. Our next one in this area will be at the New Jersey Motorsport Park in July. So that's a challenging track. It's called the Liberator. They have a name for it. And actually the name came from, there is an airport right outside that was used during World War II.
Liberator airplane.
And the Liberator airplane was one of the planes that thing.
So I think we're going to go and try to give away some more fabulous door prizes. Xander is going to give good stuff away.
Yeah, great stuff away. And you're right, Dave. It is raining. It's a bit wild. But Adriano Iannuzzi, you're the next of our major prizes at the end. Adriano Iannuzzi has won a Micron 5S presented by AIM. Thank you, AIM, for helping support CKNA. A full Micron 5S to Adriano Iannuzzi. We've got two major tool cases here that we're going to be giving away. I got to make sure that I have them. No one walked off with them because they're pretty cool. We have the 270-piece mechanic complete tool kit from Husky. And this one, see if I can pick it up here because it's going to be pretty heavy, so I'm going to try one-handed and show you what I can. There we go, our Husky 270-piece toolkit to Jameson Jorda. Jameson Jorda, you've got a complete new set of wrenches and tools from Husky. And it doesn't stop there. We have a 6-piece Ryobi power tool kit. I'm going to need both hands for this one. Sorry, that was upside down. My mistake. Oopsies. Anyway, you can at least get the idea. I'll show it again in a moment. But our 6-piece Ryobi toolkit to John Dwyer. John Dwyer, you have won a 6-piece Ryobi power toolkit. And finally, for our last prize to give away that I don't have on display because we're keeping it out of the rain, a 55-inch TV to Eric Fagan. Eric Fagan, you have won the 55-inch TV. So congratulations, Eric. That concludes our prize giveaways here for the morning and for the Summer Nats. I'm going to make my way back into the booth, and wish there was a way I could get Dave and Tony to come and experience the rain because it's not as fun out here.
All right, sounds like we're back. Good job, Xander. And congratulations, Eric Fagan. You got the major award, the 55-inch TV, Eric. And everybody who won fabulous door prizes. Congratulations to all of you. And that's not the end of the prizes, by the way. I happen to know that there's a bunch of stuff being given away to the winning drivers also later on today. So and that's it for door prizes, though. Congratulations to everybody. I've told Greg for years and years I'm going to enter some weekend just to be eligible for some of these door prizes. I don't have a cart anymore. I haven't for many years. But I'm going to buy an entry anyway just to be eligible for some of the stuff. Of course, he turned me down. Greg says, nope, you're not eligible, no matter what. So I guess maybe I'll save my money. I won't buy an entry. But anyway, the track is wet, as Xander said, and a couple of carts are out there now. It appears like they're holding the track fairly well, as Tony and I were talking about earlier. You want to stay away from the dark part of the track. That's where the rhino overlayment or lining or whatever, that's where the rhino surface is. So you want to stay away from the darker part of the track if you can. I haven't been, we're in the broadcast booth here, and I have not been outside yet, so I don't know how heavily it's raining. It doesn't look like it's very heavy on camera. But I can see there's a bit of a wind there. It was really, really hot here the rest of the weekend. Setup day on Wednesday was just miserable. Hot and humid, and conditions have gotten a little cooler each day, and I believe they're cool now. You see the driver leaning way to the outside of the corner, trying to put as much of his weight on the outside tires as he can to make sure it stays grippy. And there it is again, real hard lean outside. And that'll keep the cart glued to the track, hopefully. Everybody is on reins. I don't think anybody will elect to go on slicks. No, that driver, I should know who that is. Anyway, I'm going to look it up real quick, but oh, that's Caleb Gaffera. Caleb Gaffera, and he's very, very seasoned and very successful racer, so he knows exactly what he's doing. Caleb Gaffera, and this is the senior medium class. So Caleb out there, yeah, he's definitely leaning hard on the outside tires. And he has some form of rain cover on, and he did go off the track there a little bit, but he has some form of rain cover on the air intake. And Jason's standing out there in the weather just like he always does. Oh, there's a weather map. Okay. And it looks like, yeah, I think it's going to be raining a while. If that's live, the rain hasn't even hit us yet, so we may be in for a long day. So I would highly recommend everybody to put rain tires on their cart right now, because it don't look like conditions are changing. Oh, we are. Okay. I'm just being told that we're about halfway through that, so that's a good sign. Maybe you can take your reins off in half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, or whatever. There's a good shot of the pits. You can see all the people, the garages, the hot grid. Bailey should be there. I'm not sure if he's goofing off right now or where he is, but he is not on the grid. And Hudson Brown was out there. I didn't realize Hudson was out there. Brady Eichhoff, Dylan White, Addison Ianello went out, and we're cameras following Caleb Gaffera. Caleb on an MGM. And so this is our, I believe it's our master's class, so I think we'll have senior medium yet. And then we'll get started with the Features at 11:30. 11:30, we're supposed to have the features, start the features. I think we're running just a little bit behind, so I'm not sure if we're going to roll right into that or if we're going to take a short break after the practice warm-up session that we're in. Oh. You know what? Did we get the checkered yet? Yeah, we are done. Okay.
Warm-ups are done?
Yes. So we must have the checkered, sorry. Oh, okay.
And that wraps up our morning coverage here at Cup Karts North America for our Summer Nationals here at Pittsburgh International Race Complex. After a bit of rain and a lot of morning warm-ups, it's almost time to go main event racing features. Coming up next here, sign up for KC Premium, $9.99 a month. You can see everything we have to offer across all the events that Kart Chaser covers. So we will sign off of this stream and see you back here shortly when we go main event racing.